Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of Minecraft Disney World. I'm excited for this one because this is an attraction that is, among all of the others, deserving of the name classic. It is Dumbo the Flying Elephant. If anything else, this is the attraction that I think people think of when they think of Disneyland and Disney World. And I'm excited to talk a little bit about its history and a little fun facts about them. So, Dumbo the Flying Elephant, if you're not familiar, is very similar to Astro Orbiter or the Aladdin's Magic Carpet Ride in that it is a certain number of vehicles that you sit in that you can control with a little joystick to go either up or down as it rotates around a central point. The design, sort of, as far as Disney is concerned, comes from Dumbo. Dumbo was the first one to have it. It's in Disneyland. It's in all of the Disneys. It opened at Disneyland in October of 1955. That's 3 months after it opened. It was meant to be an opening day attraction, but it just wasn't ready at the time. And then all the other versions were opening day attractions because they so quickly became staples in the idea of a Disney theme park. So the original design is actually a little different than what we have today. So today you have different color Dumbos. They're all gray elephants, but they have different colored like hats on them, and that's how you differentiate between them. But the original concept was that there was no Dumbo at all, that it was actually the 10 pink elephants that Dumbo saw in an alcohol-induced pink elephant scene from the movie. So they were going to be that, and it was actually going to be called 10 Pink Elephants on Parade. That was like a working title, but eventually it got changed and it became Dumbo the Flying Elephant. Some little fun facts. In 1992, there was a convention called Disneyana, and they sold one of the original Dumbo ride vehicles for $16,000. It's changed a lot over the years. Originally, it had the mouse on a disco ball when it opened up in the centerpiece, and he was holding a whip, but they sort of changed that around. However, the Tokyo Disneyland version is actually still shows the original 10 with Timothy, that was the name of the little mouse, on a disco ball. So that's sort of like a cool way you can take a look back and see what Dumbo looked like in the 70s when it opened in the Magic Kingdom. However, the biggest change, of course, came when they announced New Fantasyland. They announced this expansion, and part of it was that they were going to move Dumbo and expand on it. So originally, Dumbo was one ride with the elephants that went around it, and now it's actually two centerpieces with its own sets of elephants going around it. They did a soft opening in March of 2012, and then in June they opened the following one. So they basically repainted them. So they eventually built the new version. It's spinning clockwise. It's going the opposite as the original version, which was moved over. So these two Dumbos are counter-rotating around each other. It also features a new soundtrack, new artwork. There are panels on the bottom that sort of tell the story of Dumbo, and in a weird way, it sort of very much mimics Prince Charming's Regal Carousel in that it's been designed to tell the story of the film that it was inspired from. And the cool new thing that they've done is that they've added this indoor play area. So what you can do now is you can get a ticket pager, sort of like the things you get at restaurants when you're waiting on a table, and you can have your kids go in and play in this little play area until it's your turn to ride the ride. So it just shows Disney's always looking for new ways to make the waiting experience a little bit better, get you out of the heat for a little while. And what's, I think, the most telling and fantastic part is that they've kept Dumbo. I think Dumbo has become so popular that even though, by today's standards, it's not an exciting ride or it's not a technologically impressive ride, it's still a ride that they wouldn't dare get rid of. In fact, they're just making it grow and expanding on it. And I think that's due to the fact that it's so popular that you would just see a backlash if you tried to get rid of it. Dumbo is one of those rides that I think will be there as long as there is a Disney World. In any case, that is why I would tell you that if you ever do go find yourself in Disneyland, Magic Kingdom, Tokyo Disney, any of the Disneys, you have to ride Dumbo at least once. Maybe not every single trip when you go, but you have to have said you've ridden it at least that one time, just because it's such an important part of Disney history. And as much as Cinderella's castle or Sleeping Beauty's castle, I think Dumbo the Flying Elephant is an icon that sort of represents Disneyland and Disney World. In any case, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope whatever you're doing this week, you make the most of it, because it makes it that much better. And I hope to see you all next week for the next episode of Minecraft Disney World. Bye, everybody.